Hi again. So right now we're going to talk about both demonstrative pronouns and demonstrative adjectives. And the difference is that demonstrative pronouns can stand alone, but demonstrative adjectives, like the name implies, must modify something. And it turns out that the forms are the same for both pronouns and adjectives, but if it's functioning as an adjective, it needs an accompanying noun. And the two demonstratives that we're going to talk about, and I'll write down the dictionaries, are hic and ille. And the dictionary entries are hic, hike, hoc, meaning this. And the dictionary entry for ille is ille, illa, illud, and it means that. So now I'm going to go ahead and list the forms. And this is actually pretty easy concept to understand. The hard part is the memorization. So let me go ahead and I'm going to make two different columns, one for singular and one for plural. And I'm going to scroll down a little bit. Make sure you can still see your dictionary entries though. And we're going to start off with the hic, and we have masculine, we have feminine, and we have neuter forms of the word. And let me go ahead and write the cases: nominative, genitive, dative, accusative, and ablative, and we'll start out with hic. And I'm just going to go down the line and I'm going to give you all the forms. So for the masculine, it's hic, huius, huic, hunk, hoke. And then for the plural, it's he, horum, he's, hos for the accusative, and he's for the ablative. And now I'll move on to the feminine endings, or feminine adjectives or pronouns, depending the context, if it's modifying something. And it's hike, huius, huic, hunk, or honk with an A, hock with an A. And for the plural, it is hi, harum, he's, has, he's. And finally, we can move on to our neuters, and it's hawk, huius. Oops, excuse me. It's a huius, huic, hunk, or hawk, excuse me, and then another hawk. And then for the plural, it's hike, horum, he's, hike, he's for the ablative. Okay, so now let's move on to ille, illa, illud. And I'm going to go ahead and make the same sort of chart right now. We've got our singular and our plural, and our nominative, genitive, dative, accusative, and our ablative. And now we're going to put the feminine, the masculine, and finally we're going to put in our neuter. Okay, let's go ahead and start. We have ille for the nominative. Oh, hold on, let me just move up this whole line so that it's out of the way and it's not covering our nominative. So let's go ahead. It's ille, ilius, illi, illum, illo, and over here for the masculine, it's illi, illorum for the genitive, elise for the dative, illos for the accusative, and elise for the ablative. And now let's go on to the feminine, and it's illa, ilius, illi, illam, illa for the ablative. And for the plural, it's illi, illarum, elise, illas, and elise. And finally, for our neuter, and it is illud, illius, illi, illud. Oh, that's a little bit too high. And it is illo. And for the plural, it's illa, illorum, with an M, and elise, illa, elise. So there you go. Those are your demonstrative pronouns / adjectives. And the hardest part about these pronouns would just have to be memorizing, but once you have the hang of it, you should have no problem. Thank you for watching.